Welcome back to the Inside Us podcast. Now, I'm going to be frank. It was a shit show. And it goes without saying, there was a lot of editing, not in the bad way, mostly just to get rid of all the gunk that was in between the podcast. There's pure chaos and nothing but good times. And we're a little bit inebriated, so don't judge us. Don't judge us. Am I inebriated? Maybe. Nobody knows. But it's my fucking first trip to Puerto Rico. And I'm telling you right now, I had a fucking blast. So I want you guys to tune in. We'll get into it a little bit. And who knows? You might learn something. All right, guys. Peace. Hope you enjoy the episode. Hey, everybody. Want to welcome you back. This is episode 3 of Inside Us. And I'm with the fam. Not only am I in Puerto Rico, you can't at me. You can't at me in Puerto Rico. But I'm with my fucking family. I'm with the Brotherhood, SOC, not Sons of Christ, not sons of fucking colonoscopies, sons of Chesty. We the Chesty boys. Now, if you're not in the fucking Marines, right, you don't know who Chesty Puller is, and that's fine. It's okay. We're good. We're just vibing. We vibing in this bitch. And I'd like to introduce you guys to Juan, Eddy.
Here you go.
My man Eric. Now, you might say there's a lot of, white complexions, and some could say it's a token black guy, but it's not. He's not the token black guy. He's not. He's an OG member, okay? We're all hanging. We're busting nuts and what? Filling guts, right?
That's dirty.
It's nasty, right? We nasty. Look, we're in a good part in life. I think we all... where we came from, how we met, and just some of the things that we're getting into, our endeavors, as you may say, have led us all to become good human beings. And I really enjoy spending time with you guys to get gay. I'm going to get real gay real quick. Love spending time with these guys. They're some of my favorite people on the planet. I said it on my other podcast. I said it on Inside Me. Favorite humans on the fucking planet. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the episode. But we'll go ahead and get it started, dog. Look, we've been, Zaddy already got shithoused the other night, huh?
Blackout drunk.
Zaddy fell asleep.
Literally, he wanted to go on a run with me.
Yeah.
After getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And literally put on his shoes, tied him up nice and tight, Nike socks on, got the headband on, ready to go, trashed. Sits down right after tying his shoes, and then just...
Slump God. Slumdog Millionaire. Slumdog Millionaire.
Right,
if you follow Florida Man Stunts on Instagram, you'll fucking find me shitting and shitting and sleeping, dog. Shitting and sleeping. That's all we doing. That's all we're doing out here. No, but we had... Look, we went to a rainforest today. Now, was it a little rough for me in the beginning? It was. I was hungover. I started getting all shaky and out of breath. Yeah. What?
24 miles. 13 clicks.
But we were pretty high. We went up a good bit.
You guys were pretty high.
We went up a good bit. All the way up in the forest. But before, let's specify that yesterday you landed at 11 or at 10:30 at night.
Stupid late. Look, tickets are not cheap, right? So the $200 15-hour flight made it a little bit better.
Tell our audience how long your journey was to get here to Puerto
15
Rico.
fucking hours, 3 flights, 2 kids, 1 wife, and I promise you, the kids were doing fine until that second fucking flight. Their stomachs started hurting. No shit, I'm trying to walk back into TSA. We had a long stop in Miami. We're trying to walk back into TSA, and my daughter is hopping on one leg, acting like she can't use both. It was ridiculous. But the flight itself, listen, it was 7 hours of flight time. Of that 15 hours I fucking traveled.
Here, to put it in perspective, you can get 2 flights back to back from where he came from to Puerto Rico, and it would take you probably less than 5 hours.
True.
To get
True.
from there to here.
Now look,
and you happen to be so gifted that you did it in 17 hours.
Look, I bought the tickets pre-stimmy, okay? No stimmy check. No stimmy check was helping me out, all right? So I went for the cheapest flights. And, of course, American Airlines, they no shit said over the loudspeaker, the captain was speaking, and he goes, don't be afraid. If you guys aren't wearing your masks, we're not afraid to drop you off mid-flight. And I was like, what the fuck does that even mean?
What?
Why would they say this? And, like, what are they going to do?
He got balls.
They're just going to boot you out the fucking plane? But I guess so. It's better than Southwest Airlines where the fucking windows come off and then homegirls got cut in half. You guys heard that? You heard that story?
I hate about, no.
Huh?
You know what I hate about flight attendants?
Yeah, it does go on there.
When they wake you up for like just the shittiest peanuts or like the tiniest bottle of water,
you know how
or
many
like
times
the
I
most
got
lukewarm water
disrespected
cup
by
they
getting
can give
woken
you?
up to tell me to put my fucking mask over my nose? As if I'm gonna spread coronavirus with my fucking big ass blocked
You can't even
up.
get air out of there.
I can't smell. I can't smell,
because
let
you have
alone
COVID.
pass corona.
Because you have.
And I had the negative paperwork. Your boy is negative.
Hey, let me get.
I don't know, man. I've been trying to fucking put this shit on here for like 30 minutes.
It's backwards. It's backwards.
Yeah.
What the fuck is frontwards?
Yeah, that one.
This way like this.
I've been trying.
We just vibing in this bitch
Brilliant.
now.
And pass me a port.
Port. That's not even plugged in.
It's charging.
Oh, it's charging off the speaker.
But plug up-
JBL charged, dog. No, but look, we had fun. What was the name of the actual mountain that we went to today?
El Yunque.
Ejunque. Now, I am not a Spanish speaker. Does that mean anything significant in Spanish? Like, what's the, like, yeah, what's the? It's just the name of it. It's just like if you were to call it Mount Carl or some shit.
That's a really good question that I can't
answer?
That I can't answer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty buttered that I can't. Because I'm sure it means something
It
in
probably
our
does.
like in our native like indigenous language. But yeah, we definitely have research departments.
Becoming American territory.
He asked that earlier.
Damn, dude.
It's still been that shit been bothering me.
Dude, that is a
That's a
fucking
valid
story.
question.
That's the story,
Like, how
right?
the fuck did Puerto Rico become American? Like we're all the way over here.
Now, it wasn't invaded by the French, right?
Okay,
Just
no.
like,
right now, it just
PR?
says it's one of the 78 municipalities of Puerto Rico. It doesn't say specifically if there's any.
No, that's not it.
specific-
That does, yeah, that does.
Y
nothing for
U
us.
Q
Why?
That does nothing
Y
for us.
U Q U. No.
I will
E.
say, side note,
No,
my boy
not
Eddy,
Q-U-E.
his mom cooked
Yep,
some
right there.
bomb ass rice.
Yeah.
All right, now look, vacay
Yeah,
is all
fuck
about the
that.
carbs. Am I right?
I guess.
Always right. Always right. Now, did it have little bits of meat in it? It did. Now, do I look like a meth addict if you were to inspect the back of my mouth because I've had so many root canals because I didn't take care of my teeth as a kid? Yes. Now, does the steak and pork kind of get caught in my teeth? Does. Now, does it give me something to do every once in a while after I have a nice red meat? It does. I pick my teeth, and while this is completely sidebar, I'm just trying to distract a little bit while we find out what ajunque means.
We got the answers.
We got it, the research department.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this mountain is fucking beautiful. And if you're listening to this around kids, I'm sorry. Parental advisory is already, I guess, in full effect. We're going to be cursing. So if you're listening around kids, not safe. Also, in the workplace, probably can't listen to it there. But ajunque, what does that even mean?
All right, so it means anvil,
Anvil?
like an anvil.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Like the Acme anvils they used to fall on the fucking Looney Tunes?
No, I think anvil is like it's like a triangle shaped fucking.
I know shit gets built on anvils. Like blacksmiths will fucking
I'll be honest with
forge
you, I
shit.
It says although some may believe that the mountains resemble an anvil, most will agree that the summits are cloud covered much of the time. So maybe like it's the shape of the clouds and the mountains kind of
Yeah.
looks like an anvil.
Yeah, that would make sense,
Like
dude.
as the clouds
Which is-
blow over the peaks.
Yeah, that's super cool too because like I think to a lot of people anvils are like very strong, so that might be it also like because it's strong within the fucking community of Puerto Rico. That's pretty cool.
And yeah, and it is from our indigenous Taínos that used to live.
Taínos?
They use
Is that like-
Taínos. Taínos is the indigenous, like the Indians that
Okay.
used to live here. And Yeah. So the other question is like, how did we became part of the U.S. or
dude,
or whatever? So we're the longest running colony in the world right now, right? Because before the U.S. colonized us, we were colonized by Spain, right? So
goddamn Columbus.
Yeah. So first we belong to Spain. So so first we
the Nina, the Pinta, Santa Maria.
Yo.
Do you in the bottom while I'm drinking sangria? Nachos and lemon heads on my dad's boat.
So so we were a colony before we belonged for like 400 years to Spain. And then after those 400 years, the Spanish-American War happened, and America did one of his like old tricks, like, oops, somebody blew up our battleship.
Oops.
Like
sometimes we
have
pass
to
you
go.
Plagues.
We have to go solve this. We have to go solve the mystery of the blown up battleship, and these guys probably did it.
Yeah.
So and then they came here and they solved it and they took over from Spain.
Yeah.
They took us as like bounty.
Now I will
war bounty.
I will say, dog, Spain. Yeah. So if everybody's not aware of this, Spain, they speak like European Spanish, right? It's like the fucking bleed between. Dude, it's very like
they actually speak like the most.
Yeah, it's very lispy, right?
Yeah, their S's or THs.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying, dude. When I was there, I'm not saying I know how to speak Spanish, but just some of the shit I was saying, they were like laughing at me. And I was like, bitch, your jeans are too tight to laugh at me. Don't fucking yell at me. Like, these motherfuckers dress metro as like if you were to combine Japan and they're like, or like European dressing styles, and then just have them speak Spanish or like a subdialect of Latin, whatever. Theirs is probably closer to Latin than anything, right?
Yeah.
Theirs is probably like that's what is that where Latin I think was?
Spanish?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So it 100% came.
It came from Latin.
I mean, Spanish came from Latin. And then the Europeans, they actually speak the Spanish.
Yeah.
That came from Latin.
Yeah.
And then they brought.
And then
Spanish
they started.
here.
Then they started spreading their shit.
Yeah.
Spreading that fucking.
So
Spanish
they probably
flu.
got the most legit Spanish in Spain.
Yo, could you imagine if you were back in the like fucking 1600s, 1700s, and they told you to wear a mask because there was a fucking plague?
Yeah. I mean, it happened in the 1920s. But going back to the whole fashion thing,
that shit would be
I
crazy.
remember when did you guys get to go to Tokyo and all that?
You did a stint in Spain also, didn't you?
Yeah, but when I was in Tokyo, man, we had to get dressed like to impress out there because literally everybody on the streets walking around.
I think Japan's one of the main pushers of fashion too. Yeah,
like everybody, and they looked at us like we were just homeless, and we were dressed in just regular, jeans.
Yeah, no fucking way.
And
no fucking way, not up in here.
Bums, man. We looked like bums anywhere we went until
you get the fucking assholes with the big old belt.
We get the big X, like you can't come in until we got dressed up.
Yeah,
and then
because you guys were fucking.
Yeah, tattoos. Big thing. They don't like tattoos over there.
We also had colored people.
Tokyo. Yeah, I went there for New Year's of 2015 or 2016.
I think it's a known fact that Japanese are very racist. It
could
have been also that.
I wouldn't just say Japanese. I think the Asian culture in general.
Dude, Asians.
Because I have a lot of Asian friends. I wouldn't say that my friends are racist, but like their upbringing, like their parents and stuff, they kind of have. I mean, just like most parents. In that age group, have a certain perspective on.
There's not like a middle zone, like a buffer between the racism. Shit gets passed down, right?
And it's crazy too, because when we were younger, I would notice like I would have certain friends that would have parents that were racist, but as a kid, you don't really realize what it is or what's going on until like you get older, and then you look back at those memories and you're like, damn,
low-key
that bitch was fucking hella racist.
He asked me if I wanted rice and beans.
Oh, I remember that. I was just on my bullshit that day.
Dude, so quick backstory. I've said this shit on the podcast, so if you guys wanted some context to the Inside Me episode where I talked about rice and beans, I think it was like episode 2 or 3. Rice and beans, my boy Jay here, big old Juan, literally got asked at a fucking American barbecue by my wife's boss whitest people ever. Whitest people you know. Literally asked him, he was like, sorry, man, we don't have any rice and beans for you. And he was doing it like elbowing him, like, like he was chopping it up. Dude, me and Eddie were legitimately like wondering if Juan was going to hit the owner of this house that we were at And that shit was hilarious because then it was just like it was like awkward tension. We didn't know.
No,
like,
and
if
the
you were
worst
actually
part,
gonna
I think the
swing.
worst part is like I knew that hitting him wasn't an option because one, it's your wife's like
boss.
work,
Yeah.
like work, person, and I just like
Work person.
yeah, like work person and all that. I just like came up with the shittiest comeback I could think of, and I was like, yeah. It was almost as bad as like, yeah, well, what are you, a girl or something? It was almost as bad as that. I was like, yeah, well, what do you have hot dogs? What do you have, hamburgers? Like, so bad. Like, I was trying to think of like things Americans or like white people eat, and I'm just like,
Yeah, let me put some
Mac and
yellow
cheese?
American. You guys got American cheese up in here? I don't want provolone or
yeah,
and fucking
it wasn't
pepper
it
jack.
wasn't a good comeback, and I think it helped my case. Like it kind of de-escalated. They're like, oh, this guy's a little retarded.
There was an awkward
Can't
dude.
use
There was
the
like
R
an
word, can't use the
awkward
R word.
silence because you looked at him.
Bleep that. No R word.
Retard. I say retarded. I say retarded. So
Retarded.
I cover my ass, dog.
Right on.
Because it's technically not even the full word. You guys know what I'm talking about. It was retarded because not only that, but it created this like hostile tension. I think for like a solid 20 minutes after that. And me and Eddie were like having a conversation. I think we were playing either cornhole. What?
Yo, we can't hold it on.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
We can't.
Podcast.
Who is that?
It's Jordan.
Billy J.
You.
Motherfucking Billy J.
What up, dog?
Damn. Bro. Damn.
He said
bro.
everybody except me.
Everybody except him got
Huh?
invited to Puerto Rico.
Why does he look? I'm gonna tell you right now. Billy J looks like an M&M.
Yo, you're definitely invited to my house whenever you want. 100%.
For all you guys that don't know, Billy J on the phone is probably one of my first mentors in the
just
organization
move
that
back.
I work with.
I ain't going back.
One of the first people I've ever met.
I'm staying,
to
bro.
really push me across. Yo, y'all are getting fucking out of control. It's not finished yet. Sit your ass down. Yeah, dog. We gonna have to cut this. We gonna have to cut it out. I told everybody this is why I didn't want to do the podcast because I knew everybody's gonna be fucked up.
Well, I think that the mistake.
Are you on the memo to make sure it's giving you feed? Yeah, cool.
Mic check. All right, so we start.
3, 2, 1.
And we start now. So, yes, very complicated, very difficult to do a podcast with 4 Marines who are fucking drunk.
Dude,
Especially
here's the thing.
when said Marines are on phone calls and making
calls.
phone calls in the middle of podcasts
In
to
the middle.
other Marines who they want to fucking
Pull
talk
them
to
away.
all of a sudden.
Pulled a guest away. It's all good. It's all gravy, baby.
It's only because we don't. I don't like. Honestly, I haven't seen my brothers in.
It's been too long.
It's been, I
Too
think,
long.
6 years. And, I mean, Nick, Eddie, and I have
Too
been trying to
long.
keep in contact. Like, I would say see each other maybe once a year. But
Once
with
a year, if not,
with
like 2
Eric
years.
here, it's been a minute. But I will say this: Eric and I have called each other every year on our birthdays
On our birthdays.
since we met each other.
Yeah.
Just because when we were in the Marine Corps, we were spending time deployed during our birthdays, away from family and friends, and
Yeah.
we just back to back, just out there. So appreciate you, my nigga, for sure.
Yo, I will say this. Look, mental health. I think it's super important. One, to keep your. I want to say to keep your mental bearings, dog. You need to have people that hold you down, and that's what these people are to me. The fact that Juan told me the other day that you guys call each other every day every time on your birthday, and I thought that was one of the coolest things
Nobody knew
ever.
that.
Because, and then here's another thing too: is it's not one of those things you have to blast out on social media either. It's not like one of those things where it's like you need to feel like some sort of like reciprocity.
I
in
mean,
return.
obviously he's not the only person, but like
Yeah.
he's like, no matter what, I know that morning I'm getting a phone call every time.
Like, soon, like no bullshit. As soon as I wake up, I'm like, oh shit, I got a call.
Is it? No, I just the thing's hanging. The thing's hanging.
What thing? Is it
Yeah,
not
just
supposed
the
to?
cord. Yeah, it just makes it easier. Yeah.
All right.
No, but like and here's the thing: we've all had buddies, I think, who have either been affected by the veteran suicide or active duty suicide rates, right? So to have that connection, one, I'm super blessed that I've had y'all this whole time. We never really broke contact. So like,
I think
it's been one of the things that's, I don't want to say kept me alive. I mean, I've been in some dark spots before.
I think the time that we met in the Marine Corps is what made our bond so strong, because we weren't new. We've been around for a little bit, already deployed.
That's true.
And had the foundation of what it is to be an infantry Marine, but also as new leaders, depending on each other to help each other out, learn and grow as leaders to help our junior Marines.
To specify what he means by leaders, right? Like, I think the one thing that people in the military always get correct is their ability to, like, take a hold of a situation and kind of push the envelope when it comes to whatever they're doing, right? You've been through so much shit that when you're in the military, you kind of keep moving. And my wife, honestly, dude, my wife hates it because if a problem arises, I don't sit there and dwell on it. Like, it's not an issue, right? I'm like, I solve the issue, right? I try and come up with a plan to make it better. And then you attack the problem, right? And I think that's because we've been taught to do that, right? Like, when you're doing a range or some shit, right, during a workup for a deployment, they'll induce some friction, right? And then what puts you, like, apart from the others is the way you can handle that adversity, and then it just transfers right over, right? Because, like, as far as entrepreneurship, I mean, I would say you're killing it right now.
I'm doing okay for myself.
Yeah, dog.
I think for some time I did struggle when I got out of the military in 2016.
Yeah, it's a rough transition.
As far as, family and friends go, I always had that support. Thank God.
Yeah.
I was blessed with that, but I did have some trouble finding who Juancito really was and what he wanted out of life after the Marine Corps, because me as a young adult, I joined the Marine Corps. They would have put a paper in front of me that said sign 20 years, I would have signed it. You feel me?
Me too.
But once I came in and I learned what it was and I started becoming a man, I realized that I wanted other things out of life, and I made the decision ultimately to get out. So in 2016, I got out. And I started college immediately after. I got out in July. I went on terminal leave in June, vacation a little bit, and then started school right away in August for fall semester 2016.
Just so I don't lose the thought, do you think it's better for guys to kind of take that time to decompress from the military?
Most definitely. I took a whole month. So what I did is I lived.
That's insane on its own, right?
I lived in California. Yeah. I lived. Yeah, so what we can do is I'll tell you what I did and you guys tell what you did, and then we can combine and kind of bring together something that we can give to our audience or people that might be still in that are thinking of getting out or have that fear of, like, what am I going to do? For myself, I had school, and I knew I always had school in the back of my mind. Like, that was just always a tool in my toolbox that I would be able to use. So I went ahead and started the GI Bill, and I worked and went to school, and I switched majors like every college student does multiple times, and
you have to, because you still don't know what the fuck you want.
Eventually, I stuck with cybersecurity for a little bit, and I like that stuff mainly because of how new it was in its field, and I knew that the money was there behind it, but it didn't necessarily drive me.
Didn't wake you up in the morning.
Yeah, it was just something like, oh yeah, maybe I'll be a cybersecurity analyst, and I'll be able to make some good money.
And I remember when you called me for that decision, you were like, yo, I think I'm going to get out, and I think I'm going to use it towards that.
But I ultimately ended up dropping out of college because I took a contract in Afghanistan, and that I think was the turning point in my adulthood as far as, like, what I wanted to do.
Still can do.
I mean, yeah, for a whole year I tried to get him out there, but
he tried to get me to do that shit. Like, he tried hard.
I feel like being away from, I mean, as much as it sucked, but being away for 16 months in Afghanistan, away from family, away from friends, away from, I'm from Tampa, away from the city, away from all the drama, away from just stepping back while still being, being paid. I'm being paid, pretty well. I'm not worried about bills. I'm not worried about anything. Yeah. I'm worried about my job, my mission, and pretty much becoming a better me. And that's what I did out there. All I did is, I worked out, and I learned a new trade.
It's a reset button.
Bring back now.
It's a reset button. It's the same thing. Like, so it's just like a different, I don't want to say rehabilitation, right? But, like, it steps you away. I'm a whole,
And I think that's what deployments are for a lot of people, and that's why, like
For me.
yourself, you've deployed like 6 fucking times almost.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that, although it sucks being away from family, it's kind of, you get used to being like, okay, I'm gonna take this time and I'm gonna get right, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna like
be a better person.
Be better to what I left.
It's one of my squad leaders told me. He told me like I think we were in Italy on our way to Libya. But like I was kind of sad because like my family having a big function we have every year, and I ended up being in Italy, and he was like, "This shit we give up," and then like I said, for the job we love, you did, because like who don't fucking love being
the way I look at it is I didn't necessarily look at it as a job. For me, the Marine Corps, it was my life. It was is what we did. We woke up. We literally wake up next to our brothers. We go to sleep next to our brothers. We eat with our brothers. Yeah. We fucking shit next to our brothers. We do everything next to our brothers. So
check out the Florida Man stunts.
For me, it was more of a like just a lifestyle. Like Eric said, and when you leave that lifestyle, it's kind of like, what now? What do I do? Everything's so different. Even your friends from high school, my brothers that I love from high school, my brothers from town and country, my brothers from Tampa, like I love all of them, but it's a little bit different. And it's hard to explain, and only these guys understand the bond that we have, where we haven't seen each other in so long, especially with him, and we pick up conversations like we talked yesterday. Yeah. So it's something that, you have to be in to really understand.
And here's the thing, too. Here's the thing too. I'm gonna try and unpack a lot of what you said. So for me, when I deploy, although my wife hates it, I'm so used to deploying, and so is my wife, that like being gone sometimes is needed. Like when I'm away at schools or like anything. I said it on the last podcast, me and her started getting on each other's nerves because we were sharing the fucking sink in the morning, and it's like, yo, stop fucking touching me in the morning, and you kind of get sick of each other's shit, dog. So you
need to get the his and hers. I'll put it in for you,
dog. Yeah, no. But so for a lot of people, one, it's the reset button, but also it helps you prioritize life a little bit, and by prioritizing life, on deployment, how many times are you hit up by people that you thought really cared, but then they didn't? Like when you were gone, they didn't hit you up, and then you realized like when I'm gone, like I'm really not as much of a priority as I thought I was.
Well, I guess I don't view it that way. Yeah. Because I myself have been guilty of not keeping in touch with my friends. Keeping in touch with people. And it's not because I don't like them. It's not because I don't care what they're doing or what they got going on in their life. It's because I have my own life to live, my own journey, and I understand that they have their own life and their own journey. And when our journeys cross, then I'm going to make the best of it. And sometimes I understand, I wouldn't say going ghost, but being distant from people to allow them to grow and for me to grow is the best thing that can happen. And then when you come back, it's that much more powerful when you see each other. Now, when I was out in Afghanistan,
it's a big thing they say in the Marine Corps is time and space, right? It's important.
Yeah, when I was out there for 16 months, I mean, I would have liked to get hit up more often, and obviously the times where I just had to myself and my own thoughts, I would have liked to have somebody to share these thoughts with, but I think that was the best thing that could have happened to me, is me being in my own thoughts and me kind of just focusing on like my own perspective, my own thoughts, without any blurriness of anybody else's, is like mine. And that's why I view it that way. Like, yo, I'll see you when I see you, and when I see you, we're gonna have a great time, and that's kind of how it's been. So, Eddy, I want you to tell our audience kind of your journey that you took post Marine Corps, why you got out, and like just some advice, some pointers that you would give some Marines that are currently thinking about getting out.
Juan, also, just move over to the right just a little bit. There you go.
Do we restart this?
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it. Yeah.
So, but is it restarted or?
No. We're still free flowing.
So I already talked.
Yeah.
All right.
So just a background story. So just so I can maybe get some of his juices flowing.
Eddy, I got juice.
Eddy, he got the OJ the Juice Man. Eddy got out right around the time Juan did, and he pursued a aviation pilot. He got his licenses. He got his fucking instrumental license. You got it's single prop, right?
Yeah, so I got a lot of bullshit licenses.
Yeah.
And the Marine Corps paid for all of them.
All of them?
And they paid me extra to live. So fucking one good thing from that.
Yeah.
So why did I get out? Did you really tell your story? Why do you get out?
Yeah, he did.
All right, so
Juan, do me a favor. Just move over to the right just a little bit more.
I started
You're
feeling
good,
like
relax.
I started feeling like, well, since day one, I felt like I didn't belong in the Marine Corps. Yeah.
Real quick, before that, can you tell them who you were before? Because you've told me why you joined and the story of when you walked into the recruiter's office, and I could have told you then, if I was your friend at that moment, that I would have never believed you were going to go in, and I would have tried to talk you out of it. Yeah. But somehow you came in, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I showed up to the recruiter's office, and it was this morning where I just had two buddies over my house. I had a biology final to take, and I didn't study for shit, so I knew I was gonna fail it. And I'm like, fuck it. I don't care about this class, this biology class. I don't care about the degree I'm seeking right now. I'm just gonna go in. And I was high.
That shit wasn't waking you up in the morning, right? That's what we were saying with Juan. Like, as far as motivation, right? That wasn't really pushing you. It wasn't fulfilling you.
I mean, I come from a military family. My uncle and my grandpa, they're both military, so yeah. I was all in.
I don't know my dad, so
I went to a military school my whole life. I went to the same school, and it was a military school. So I thought it was second nature. Like I wouldn't even think twice of joining. But that day I was still procrastinating. I wanted my degree. Maybe I'll join after.
Big key point
as an officer or whatever. And then one day I was like, fuck it. I don't care about this degree. I don't care about this final. And I'm here
you're just here. You're floating in space.
Getting silly with my friends.
Yeah.
And I was really
Telling
silly.
pee-pee jokes.
I was super silly.
Yeah.
And then I show up to the recruiter's office, and he's like, "All right,
hey, bro, don't come over here if you're on the phone."
And he goes, my recruiter goes, "Hey, so you want to join? Whatever. With the start of the paperwork." And they're like, "All right, do you do drugs?" I'm like, yeah, I've done.
I smoke a little bit. I drank a little bit.
I smoke.
Now, at this time, how old were you?
22, 21.
Yeah, because I knew you joined a little bit later.
Yeah, because I was trying out college first.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this dude goes like, "Yeah, so I smoke." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, so when was the last time you smoked?"
Walking in here.
Yeah, 9 a.m.
Yeah. What time is it? What time is it again?
What time is it? Subtract a couple minutes from that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right." He rips the paperwork. He's like, "All right, come in a couple months when you're clean, when you're ready to do this."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So then I kind of started working out and getting clean.
Now, was that here in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, that was here. I enlisted here. Yep. So then,
as far as the process, right? So you get into the Marine Corps. We all meet. 4 years happens quick. You wind up going up to Virginia. You're in Weapons Training Battalion for a little bit. How was that stint? And did that force you to solidify your decision to get out?
So that I actually felt like I could do that for longer.
Yeah, that was fun. Right?
That was a mad.
Yeah.
I was teaching candidates.
Yeah, so for everybody not aware, so in the military, the officers go through a different boot camp with enlisted instructors and officer instructors. And what happens is they train up in Virginia while you have the Marine Corps Parris Island, or you have Marine Corps Recruiting Depot San Diego, and that's where the enlisted go. But all officers, they go through a candidate process, and that happens up in Virginia, which, as a Marine, either getting out or you just kind of need a break from the fleet, you can take a trip over to Weapons Training Battalion to help train some of the officers.
Yeah, so I was doing that, and my life was great. I got off early most of the days. I did my job, got out. It It was
I would imagine it was fun too.
It was kind of the dream.
I remember you told me there were some funny ass stories because I don't know if you guys know this, but in the Marine Corps, you get roasted so many times that you're so nervous to get roasted that you kind of fuck shit up. So like your drill instructor's presence will sometimes just make you do something stupid. It's not that you fear the drill instructor. It's just that you don't want to get your ass chewed, and then you wind up fucking some shit up, which you had, I'm sure, a plethora of stories
fucking shit up.
Where the candidates were just fucking dumb shit up.
Yeah, I got a couple problems, like a couple 6105s. Talks with first sergeant because I was being too rough or
that equals the same as like little I guess discretionary posts like this for a normal job, right?
Yeah, like demerits.
Yeah, little merits.
Demerits. Yeah. So yeah, I was doing that. I was kind of living the dream. I could have stayed in and was chilled.
Had a wife, but kid on the way.
Yeah, so my wife wasn't into like me getting called to fucking.
It's rough.
To fucking kill innocent people somewhere that we aren't really sure.
It's a valid point.
Aren't really sure why we're there, know. And I started realizing that I didn't know what I was doing. Like I didn't really have an idea.
Yeah.
Of
you had all this experience, but you still wanted to see what the fuck you actually wanted to do.
No, not really. Like I didn't know what the Marine Corps was or the military was. Yeah. Really, like I knew.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know like the damage, the way it happens, or the people making the decisions. Like I didn't know anything of that, and I started looking into it, and I realized that when my grandpa died, my first close family member who has died. My grandpa died, and my son was born like back to back.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the? Who am I? Like, who am I?" And I started like searching. Like, all right, I'm a Puerto Rican. I feel Puerto Rican, and I love being Puerto Rican. And I feel like the United States hasn't been that just to Puerto Ricans, to describe it lightly.
Yeah, I remember that phone call. You hit me up, and you're like, "Yo, why in the fuck do I serve a military that's like fucking Puerto Rico all the time?" I remember that phone call.
Yeah.
I think you actually probably called it was like a three-way FaceTime. You had this like epiphany.
Yeah, and I was like submerged on Puerto Rican history.
Yeah.
Reading like who my grandpa was, what he used to do, what happened during that time in Puerto Rico.
Was he a service member? You said he was a service member?
Yeah. So I was like, what was his point of views? Well, how did he look life that he was able to do all these years and live the life, and I couldn't do it. I was crumbling. My lifestyle didn't match.
We were literally talking about that today, the Smedley Butler book. Everybody wants to say 2 Marines, 2 medals because the fucking Diddy. But Smedley Butler put out a book, 30 pages.
It's a small one.
Like his memoir of how he viewed the military industrial complex. And just.
It's called War is a Racket.
Okay. Go check it out. I'm still gonna.
You gotta check it out soon.
I'm gonna read it up. I'm gonna read it. Try and read it tonight when I'm not drunk.
Yeah, check it out. It also like everything I was reading. I was looking for the right things. Like the things that I needed at that time, like to help cope. Like who am I gonna present to my son?
Yeah.
Like who am I that I'm gonna present to my son? So,
which is very admirable because I think a lot of dudes will have kids and they don't know who the fuck they are, right? So now they're just raising these little shitheads.
Well, I feel like no matter what age you have kids, and I mean, I don't have any kids. You both have kids, but I feel like no matter what age, you're not going to know who you are because you're going to be someone different no matter what you do
each year,
tomorrow.
Each day, each hour.
Right? So you're constantly growing, or at least that's the goal, is to constantly grow. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I don't think that maybe you don't know who you are or who you're going to present yourself as to your kid. But, I mean, definitely having that thought process is already the right step.
Yeah, it's the right step in the direction you need to go.
For sure.
Yeah, so that thought process was what brought me to fucking trying to find out where the past, and where did I come from to make sure that I'm walking the walk.
Yeah.
I found out that, I didn't agree.
You just didn't agree with it?
I just didn't agree to the point that this was it. I was going to finish my years, and that's it.
Yeah.
Let's part ways. you know, and I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Yeah.
You know, because I have you guys.
Yeah.
And I love that part of it.
I'll tell you what, man, you're not really missing anything. Like, here's the thing about the meat grinder that is the military. Everybody always likes to say, like, well, what happens if I leave? Like, what's going to happen to my guys? Well, they're just going to find another squad leader. They're going to find somebody else to fill your position, and it's just it's a vicious cycle, dog. And they're going to move on with or without you. So you need to, and this is what I always told my junior dudes before I got out of the infantry was, you know, you guys are going to move on without me. You're going to flourish. You're going to become team leaders. You're going to become squad leaders, and you can either choose, and that's the thing you want. And I think that helped me in parenting because my son and my daughter, like, I want them to be productive humans in society, and with that, I also want them to figure out who they are, and if that takes, you know, year after year, like after high school, college, to find out whoever the fuck they are, cool. I'm still finding out who I am as a father. You're still finding out who you are as a father. You're still gonna be a dad one day. It's a vicious cycle, and it'll continue without you. And it's completely fine with that.
Yeah. So whoever I used to be when I was growing up, I'm probably the total opposite now.
Yeah. Same.
You know. So
same.
So that definitely doesn't fit with my family.
Yeah.
You know, and that's probably why I didn't fit in the military either.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's people telling you what to do with.
Well, first of all, you're a very unique guy too. Even in the military, you were very out of the box thinker.
Yeah, dude. Like, I was the type of guy who no one liked, but I got the job done.
Job done, and it was because you had fit the circle piece into the square.
Yeah, like
it didn't fit their agenda.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, let's cut through the bullshit and let's keep doing our job.
Yeah.
or whatever our
Dude,
job
there was
is.
so many times where we'd be on ranges, and I would be in charge of the team or whatever the fuck I'm doing. We were in different squads, but I was like, yeah, I'm doing it this way. And you're like, bitch, why are you doing it this way? Why don't you just set machine guns up here or some shit? And I was like, well, honestly, I didn't think of that. So, and you're like, yeah, well, you fucking idiot. Like, this is what I'm doing.
I think that's like going back to what we were talking about earlier, and depending on each other as leaders to, I guess, grow and learn off each other's leadership styles was a big thing. And me seeing you guys in completely different hats, from getting blackout drunk and stupid belligerent, crazy amount of fights,
but then
crazy
turning it on
amount
when
of
we needed
stupid
to.
shit. But then as soon as that time came where we needed to get our job done, we needed to train guys, or we needed to do whatever it was we were doing as Marines at the time.
Definition of work hard, play hard.
Dude, it was that they couldn't say anything to us. They couldn't do anything because
Funny fucking story.
because everything was done that they wanted it to be done.
Dog,
we
you
were just not. We were field Marines. We were just not garrison Marines. We were not the kind of Marines who like if
Our
we
blue
weren't
glasses were
training,
low
we
and
weren't
so were our
doing things.
sleeves.
We were probably drunk and we were fucking off trying to
Yeah.
get some pussy. When we were single.
Dude, do you remember when we got in trouble in Korea?
Yeah.
Korea, we literally
got
made
locked
it.
down.
We made it into, dude, wildest shit ever. So we wound up in Korea on one of the bases, the army bases. We didn't realize that the gate wasn't 24 fucking hours. So we only had 2 or 3 hours to go eat. We go eat. We were like, all right, we're gonna be responsible.
We didn't even get drunk, and there was a 2-drink limit, and we stuck to it. We didn't get drunk.
Yeah.
We came back on time. We just happened to go to the wrong gate.
Wrong gate, which took us fucking forever.
We got drunk. We got
really
drunk.
We stacked those fucking.
We got drunk
those beers
as quick as we could.
As quick as we could.
I believe
We
it.
jammed it in. But here's the thing. We were trying to show the IDs to the camera, and they're like, yeah, we still can't help you. So we had to walk the fucking fence line around the base. Made it, but then Cooper literally was like, no, you guys are cut off because you didn't make formation 15 minutes prior to the 15 minutes prior. So we had to stay on base, and we wind up having a fucking blast, which was hilarious to me because everybody was like, yeah, we had so much fun out in town. We all went to the mall, and everybody was there, and it's like, yeah, dude, that sounded whack as fuck. So then all we did was we went to
Those
the
times
little-
were fun. I think those were the funnest times.
we wound up turning it into a fucking
that
gem.
were unexpected, and I didn't think going in that I would have these moments where you just get some free time in some random country with some friends that you're
Forgot
super
about
cool
that,
with,
yeah.
and you don't think about that stuff joining, but they're memories that are created with you forever. Until today,
It's
we
part of
talk
the
more
fucking
about
bond.
that than our work. We talk
Yeah.
more about those memories than anything else.
Yeah.
And I think those memories brought us even closer than the
For
work
sure.
memories, you know?
For sure. And we're gonna get back to Eddy, but like to bounce off the fucking memories part, literally that wound up being, I think, one of the best days we had. We wound up drinking margaritas at that
At the hotel?
Dragon Lodge Inn or whatever the fuck.
We went shopping.
We went shopping.
Dude, I got some shades that they're the only shades I got left right now.
Oh,
So I'm
shit.
rocking them still.
In the Philippines, we were bored as fuck in our tent. So what we did was we caught some beetles and we had it fight what did it fight? It was two beetles,
Each other.
right? We had them
Yeah.
cockfight. And the winner got to eat them MRE bread.
Yep.
It was fucking
A
ridiculous.
marble cake.
But to go back, so you're trying to find yourself, right?
Yeah.
You get out of the military. Your son's born.
So yeah, I'm committed to getting out. My son's born. Military pay for everything.
Yep.
And then I'm like, all right, now I'm getting out.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
For sure.
Like
Knew it.
My son's born is the only one I'm having.
Yeah.
Let's get out.
Yep.
You know. So I got out and I was like,
So
Yeah,
what led you to go to the aviation?
so my uncle
Yeah.
was a F-15 pilot.
Okay.
So I always looked up
Went
to
right
him
back, yeah, went right back.
Yeah, like like I said, my grandpa and my uncle
Right
were
back
in the
into the
military,
history,
so they're my heroes. You know, they're still my heroes.
Yeah.
I just
It's not past
look
tense,
at it
it's current.
different, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, back then they were like, yeah, that's what I got to do, but I always was like infatuated with flying and shit, and
You were
yeah,
the first one to bring up the idea to skydive,
yeah,
right? When everybody took
Yeah,
that trip to go
probably.
skydive.
maybe
You know,
I don't remember.
You were with
I was
Hor. His
supposed to
name
go
is-
on that
his last
trip.
name is Hor.
I was supposed to go on that trip, and it was you guys did it in
I didn't go. I missed it.
Wilmington.
I missed it. Yeah, no, I
and
missed it.
I was there, man.
That was with
I was
Weber,
there.
too.
I was there, and my piece of shit Acura Integra broke down on me with Oliver, and we had to get a tow. Bro, it was a huge headache because it
Nightmare.
was lowered, and we had to get a tow truck,
Yeah.
and we didn't make it, man. And you guys went without us, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was so butthurt.
Yeah.
I till today I haven't skydived because I didn't go with you guys.
Damn, I went with Priscilla on
You're gonna skydive here in Puerto Rico,
on
fucker.
leave after.
We got what, 5 days?
Ooh.
Dude,
You
you're
could
gonna
fl-
skydive on.
You could
You're gonna
drive the
skydive on-
bus.
Oh,
You could
we'll
drive
find
the
it.
bus.
We'll find out. We'll get you skydiving.
Ooh.
We're going skydiving, guys.
We might
I
go
guess we just
skydiving.
decided here we're going skydiving.
Let's fucking do it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, so I got out. Fuck it.
Yep.
Fuck the military.
Hit the fucking button.
And yeah. So then aviation, dude. Who, like I always wanted to fly, and
Whole new world.
now I found a way to get paid to fly.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm
Whole new
fuck it,
world too.
I'm gonna do it.
Now the schooling, how does that work?
It was weird. It was like you had the school and you had the flight school, which was at the airport. So
Okay.
you had to do classes,
Like flight hours and classes.
classes and flight hours. Correct. So that was my life. I either went to school, I went to the airport,
Yeah.
and then I got out and I picked my
remember-
kid up
Did you ever?
early from school.
Am I making this memory up? Is this the like placebo effect? Did you flew down to North Carolina to refuel one time?
I flew into Wilmington,
Yeah.
and it was badass because
Yeah.
I had so many memories in
Yeah.
Wilmington.
Yeah.
From the parties and getting
Yep.
arrested and blacking
And
out
banging.
and partying,
Yeah.
whatever. And
Fighting,
and then I
fighting.
saw it from above, you know, with the battleships and everything. And
Yeah.
I landed. It was like almost. It was past sunset, but there was still a little light.
Little light.
And I just landed there, dude. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Plus, I was autopilot, so the plane just flew itself,
itself.
to the ground. Which, dude, yeah, like obviously,
So you
like
could
what
sleep?
I learned as a pilot is
could
to
sleep?
not do shit and push buttons.
That's so sick.
And,
So
yeah.
as far as I know you had different certifications, right? So you have your actual flight shit, then you have instrumental, right? That's so you can fly at night and in the clouds and shit, right?
Yep.
And that's just using the instruments that are available to you on the plane.
Yeah. So instruments, you imagine that you're in the clouds and you can't look outside.
Gotcha.
You go
Now,
off.
how much are you
elevation?
eyeballing?
Huh?
How much are you actually eyeballing? Are you using instrument like 100% of the time?
I'm eyeballing the instruments pretty much, because you're switching. Like you have to develop a scan.
Yeah.
To look at all of them.
Yeah.
But you only look at each one a little bit.
Yeah.
You interpret what you get from it.
Gotcha.
And then you modify your flying.
You have room to make mistakes at that altitude, right? Like,
Yeah.
If like you fuck up and you're like 1,000 feet.
Yeah, if you're at
below,
13.5 and you're supposed to be at 13, like that's an easy adjustment.
Nah, so yeah, so
big,
ATC.
it's like the military, right? There's big windows for you to fly within.
There's not windows, but ATC is mostly talking to you.
Yeah.
If you're flying instrument, you are talking to ATC the entire time. So you're not just making it up. They're telling you what to do.
Head to go to this heading.
ATC
go to this
stands for
elevation.
air traffic control. In case you guys didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah, ATC is guiding you. It's giving you instructions the whole way.
Yeah.
So you pretty much either follow their instructions.
Yep.
Or you set it up in GPS so the GPS will follow.
So
the
no shit, the
instructions.
plane will start directing itself. You're not even touching it. The
Yeah,
shit's
dude,
moving.
you can make a flight. You can make a flight from. I was in Virginia. I could set up a flight that goes from Virginia to Florida without me pushing a button. It would just cycle through the flight plan that you did, and the autopilot would do everything.
It's like GPS, like when you mark waypoints on your fucking like.
Yeah,
Garmin.
you do your whole waypoints, everything until you reach your destination, and then it will follow each waypoint. It will go to each waypoint, do whatever it needs to do
Make an
to
adjustment.
go to the next one after, and you don't have to do shit. Obviously, if ATC tells you, "Hey, change this," you have to like adjust and be able to switch.
That's them usually making adjustments because another plane is either flying there or like they just need a clear room for something.
Yeah, they're in some airports they constantly like juggle things around.
Yeah, I would
And
imagine
they-
like bigger airports, like it's a lot harder to land there
Yeah,
just because shit is so crucial because there's so many planes coming in and out, and
Yeah, and then
it's a big shebang.
I'm used to flying small planes, so they're gonna move the small planes around the big planes.
big planes. Makes sense.
So
More lives.
Then you might have some adjustments here
Yeah.
and there because you can make easy adjustments. They're going fast and they're heavy.
Yeah.
So it's crucial for them to just stick to one plan and do
Yeah.
it. We could change, so they would change it, but not that much.
So you get the degree, you get your instrumental, you move down to Puerto Rico, you finally get out of the apartment. What do you think is pushing forward now? So are you going to be a pilot, like instructor, or what do you think is going to move the needle for you now?
Yeah, I definitely want to try instructor out. I feel like
You're a really good teacher. I've learned that with Gustavo.
I feel like I'm a good teacher. Yeah.
Because of like the time we had in the Marine Corps teaching people,
Instructing and being in front of
and
people.
having to do it, like we had to fall in love with it.
That's why I
so-
wanted to get into stand-up, dude, because I think I'm a pretty funny guy. I'm goofy, but I think a lot of it is just being able to speak in front of people.
Yeah,
And that nervousness, and there's no stage fright because I'm not afraid to embarrass myself. Go to Stuntman, go to Stuntman, Florida Gay Man Stunts. Go to Florida Man Stunts. You're gonna find I got caught pooping here in PR. Got caught pooping out, essentially right next to the road. But I don't have any embarrassing. Like I'm not afraid to get embarrassed. I'm not afraid to laugh at myself, and I think that's a big thing. And the humility you have as an instructor, I think, is what would make you a good instructor, right? It's like you're not afraid to fuck shit up and
To
let
make
people know
mistakes,
you're
yeah.
fucking- yeah,
To
exactly.
make mistakes, admit it, and make it a learning point.
Yep.
That's kind of aviation's taught about making mistakes as an instructor.
Yeah, because
So-
there's a lot of things that can change. One, look, how many fucking movies have there been made where a fucking bird hit the propeller or some shit, and now you're flying like dead engine or some shit, just floating through space, right? Actually, I don't think there's any movies.
So with Eddie, with being where you are currently, already having, the ability to go into the field and have gone through everything you've gone through as far as schooling, is there anything that you would do different that if someone has an idea of wanting to go into the aviation field, maybe you can guide them to do something different that you would have done differently?
You're talking about the aviation field?
Yeah, like the schooling, like the steps that you took. Is there a faster route? Is there a better route? Is there something that you did that you didn't need?
So I think I got pretty lucky. I kind of gamed the system, so it was mad convenient for my lifestyle, which I had to take care of my son and then figure out a way to fly in between because my wife worked longer hours.
And your wife's an accountant at the time.
Yep.
In DC.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. She moved there. So yeah, it fit my lifestyle. It paid me money. It's probably the best thing that happened to me from the military was my GI Bill.
You think that more often than not, people don't take advantage of the GI Bill just because they don't understand the benefits that they truly have?
Yeah, it happened to me. I spent a couple months before I actually started the aviation thing after I got out. Maybe like a year and some change that I was working someplace else while like thinking about using the GI Bill but not using it. And then
do you regret that?
Yeah, well, yeah, I lost a couple months in between until I made the decision to use the GI Bill.
I can't stress this enough. I said it on I think my first Inside Us podcast was I had Jerry and Cope on, and the number one thing we talked about was one utilization of the GI Bill. A lot of guys will get out and use it, but then they like kind of either fall off on it and they don't follow their career through it. But it's a tool. Just like TA, like I'm going through college right now and I bombed that first test. Eat my ass, I'm stupid. I fucking bombed that test, but either way, I'm still
expected.
Using it.
That was expected.
I'm not fucking dude. I'm not smart at all. I just want to tell PP jokes for the rest of my life. But what I'm getting at is
gonna make for funny jokes.
Exactly college. I think it's the experience that a lot of people go through for it. It makes me an expert in all things humility, but.
Let me get a.
As far as the GI Bill, right? It's not like if you don't use it, you're not going to be a fucking failure, right? I'm using my GI Bill for my kids. That's another thing that you're able to do. You can pass it on to your kids if you're a parent or not. The GI Bill is super easy to just transfer to them. Now, is it non-retractable? Now I can't ever use my GI Bill? Yes.
No.
I
pass it to my kids, dog.
No, false. You can still use it.
You can use it, just your wife and your kids can use it. You can use it and your kids can use it.
Did you just fart while speaking?
Yes.
He did fart.
That's fucking one. I can't say this enough. One, I'm proud of you. Proud as fuck. Proud of both of you. To get the licensing you have and to pursue the shit that you want to do is the biggest thing I'm proud about.
And
both of you guys are just doing what the fuck you want, and you're successful at it, which is the key point.
We're trying.
How do you determine success? And success, I think, is waking up with the motivation each day, knowing that you're doing something you like at the age of, I don't want to say almost 40, but almost 40.
It could be at any age, brother.
Almost 40.
I'm 30, motherfucker.
I was almost 40.
I got a decade.
Or your mid-20s.
Before I'm 40,
or your
bitch.
mid-20s doing the goddamn thing. Now, I will say this. Juan is not a purchaser or stockholder in Bitcoin, but he is. He's on his stonks.
Dollar bills,
He's on
yo.
his stonks. Dollar bills, y'all. He literally said he was going to pay for my trip. He said it. It's too late now. He already said he's going to pay for the rest of my trip. He said it. He said all of it. Yeah, he said, don't worry about it. He said, don't even pull that credit card out, dog. I went, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, no, I got you, fam. He said that. But, no, one thing I really want to get into is investment. As far as, one, your successes, you shit post all the time on the money you're making just sitting around. How do you go about investing, and what do you look at specifically when you're looking for something new to expand your portfolio?
All right. First, I surround myself with people
Like-minded individuals.
Do this. No.
If you're not sitting with your fingers sprawled out, pointed together, you're not an entrepreneur.
No. For
That's
me,
French for the best.
I don't know how I stumbled into this lifestyle or what I do now.
Would you say it was just a hobby you had kind of on deployment because you were separated from shit?
Yeah, it was one of the things that I set aside. One of the goals I set aside for myself was getting better because I had an interest in it for quite some time, and I followed a few day traders.
Way, man. I've wanted to.
I just never had the ability financially to play around with money or the stock market.
Gave you that.
I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the foundation. I didn't have the strategy.
So what changed?
So what changed was me wanting to find something that I can do that will allow me to do stunt riding, motorcycles specifically, and be able to live that lifestyle without depending on the clout that comes with stunning or the following that's needed to be a stunner or a well-known stunner. For me, I'm not looking for the clout. I'm just looking for the lifestyle that it is stunning. Yeah. And I was blessed with having somebody from my old unit, my last unit, in third Battalion, 5th Marines. One of my buddies, Brian Bianco, Brian 636 on YouTube.
Hawaii, right?
He this was Camp Pendleton, California.
Gotcha.
He got out around the same time I did, and he started picking up on YouTube and stunning and all that. And I followed him, throughout my whole college years, and throughout my contracting years, and I saw what he was doing, and I loved it. I loved that he was able to find something that
a niche,
that his passion, and he was able to monetize it.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing it a little bit different way than he is, because I'm not making money off stunning. Maybe in the future, but as of now, I'm not, and I'm okay with that, because stunning for me is not a job. Stunning for me, or riding motorcycles, Harleys, whatever it is, I just love it,
I want to relate with you, because it's the same thing with this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I make a penny, I think, every view. That's a peek behind the curtain there, people.
Yeah, but that's right now.
Here's the thing. No, and here's the thing. I'm not looking to make money off of it. I told my wife from the get-go, like, if this becomes a source of income, cool, but it's not the end point, right?
Yeah, but nobody that has that has a good. Obviously, there's people that have good podcasts that went into the mindset of, like, I'm gonna have the best podcast, money. And they did make good podcasts.
Feels very gross to me.
There are some people that like for instance, the fucking GOAT himself, Joe Rogan. He just did it because he loved it, and then people fell in love with his mind. And
I call him my godfather, dog.
Yeah. So
if I have anything I want to work out mentally, I usually
going back to, like, me wanting to find a way to monetize my lifestyle.
Yeah.
One of the goals I set aside for myself was to get better at this stuff, and me being a fucking stubborn alpha male. I trial by error. I lost a lot of money. I just went in with real money and didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So I lost money before I made money, and it's one of the things that I would recommend for anybody looking into day trading or looking into starting it is,
so what's the difference between
on paper simulations, you can trade paper money on real-time stocks and learn a strategy and learn exactly what you want out of day trading, and essentially,
where can people go for that? Is that
most brokers offer it. I know for a fact.
Are they taking a cut off the top?
No, for paper trading, I know for a fact Webull, you can sign up right now, and you'll have access to paper trading as well. You can start a cash account or a margin account with them. But going back to it, I was like I said, just trial by error until, like, I somehow managed, like, I picked it up on my own, and I managed to make enough money to pay for a course that allowed me, that just pretty much taught me. Yeah, he's probably gonna fall asleep. That a course that allowed me to kind of learn and like dive really deep into the strategy that I wanted to use, which is momentum trading, which I pick up on,
it's like a snowball effect, right?
I pick on stocks that are trading at a higher volume, higher market cap than they usually do the previous hours.
Doesn't that kind of fuck you because the price is on the up when you're purchasing it?
No. Well, it can, but the thing that I do is, with my strategy is, I can go into it, but I essentially, it's always going to be a risk, but it's an analyzed risk.
Act like you're talking to somebody who bombed their first quiz in college, and then that's the way we need you to describe this.
Okay, so what I use is what's...
They go up and down, right?
A lot of ups, a lot of downs.
A lot of ups, a lot of downs.
You buy low,
now here's the
sell
common
high.
misconception, right? Motherfuckers will pull out when it's going down, which is the wrong thing to do, right? If anything,
Well,
buy
no,
more
not
sometimes.
necessarily, because in stocks and obviously, I mean, some people might understand the lingo, some might
little
not.
bit more.
When you set you buy a stock, you want to set a stop loss. So when you're buying at a certain
Great
price,
way
if
to
it
do it.
drops to your stop loss, it's going to sell automatically. You take a minimal loss instead of a larger loss. That's what the stop losses are for. So it's good. It's disciplined trading.
That's plan A. That's plan A. Make your stop losses so you don't lose a lot.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you have a cash account, you're playing with the cash you have in your account. But if you have a margin account, that cash will come back and you'll be able to use it right away immediately. But stop losses is just disciplined trading. In some cases, depending on the stock, depending on the market cap of that stock, I won't set a stop loss. And it's my strategy is something that I've picked up, and it's benefited me in the past. I've not set a stop loss, and I've been down 9K on a 50K trade, and then came up 4,500
Bro,
the
that's
next
money.
day. So it's like sometimes it works, sometimes it's not. I've had 6K days where I lost 6K.
Shut the fuck up. You're making $6,000 a day. That's 3 months worth of my paycheck.
On last Friday, I made 6K.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, follow me on Florida Man Stunts. You would have seen it.
Again, I want it to be known. It's written in concrete. He said he's going to pay for the rest of my trip.
So you said the loss thing,
Stop
right?
loss.
The stop loss, and if you said on some of them you don't set it. So if you don't set it, are you just straight watching it the entire time?
Yeah, like are you having
It's
nervous
what is called holding the bag.
Oh shit.
It's something that most day traders for us, we want in and we want out. If you see, most of my trades are within seconds, if not minutes, right? So
when you say that, that sounds so sexy.
don't give out all the secrets on this one.
Yeah, facts.
All right. So keep some secrets.
I'll give all the secrets out because I want everybody to live the way I'm living.
But-
Follow Florida Man Stunts if you want the secret.
Yeah, it's
Not the.
just
All
drop
right.
the mic down.
You just got the secrets. All of them. They're coming.
So Juan's made some money. Okay, he's already said it. I know he said it numerous times now. He's gonna pay for my trip. Whatever. Let's move past that.
Pay for Control's trip. I can't pay for your trip.
I think we'll probably close it off here, boys. Because
I was ready to do another hour.
you ready to do another hour? We could do another hour, dog.
I'm ready for another hour.
Okay, you were sleep over there.
Oh, you were talking to Juan,
I
took a little snoozer. I was trying, but you were laughing.
Mid-cast snooze. I do want to hear your guys' opinion on the whole capital shit.
By the way, before we get into that, if you can, let me
I don't know Spanish.
finish one of the other questions that I didn't answer.
Yeah.
Which was like, what was my recommendation to people that are
Getting
trying to
out.
join?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
or
trying to
trying to join.
join?
Did you ask that?
What the fuck? No.
You didn't
When
ask
the
that?
fuck did we ask that? Yeah.
All right. So it's essentially the same
I don't think
advice.
anybody on this podcast listens that are trying to join, but it's okay.
All right. So yeah. So they're trying to get out. So my suggestion, I guess, would have been my tip is to like figure it the fuck out. Like figure out
Words.
figure out where you stand in this
getting out.
earth.
Getting out
No. Yeah, like figure out who you are in this world
as a person,
as a
human.
And if what you're currently
Are
doing,
you atoms floating through space, or do you have a purpose?
yeah. So yeah, and if your purpose matches what you're doing, then stay in.
Yeah.
Then stay in.
And
If
look,
you're having fun and you're getting the bills paid and you're okay to you sleep happy at night with what you're doing,
yeah,
then fucking do it.
that's how I am right now.
And
I
if you're
genuinely
not,
enjoy my job.
And if you're not, don't re-enlist.
I genuinely enjoy my job.
If you literally don't re-enlist for a paycheck,
And
get like
that's
get
the
your
big
shit
thing.
together.
How many
and-
motherfuckers did you come across that were in it for the paycheck, dog? How many motherfuckers? And you could see the workforce from them.
And the ones that are in it for the paycheck usually are the
Suck.
ones that stay in.
Yeah, and they
And
suck.
that's the problem.
And they suck.
And that's the problem.
That's the big issue.
That's capitalism in a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
That's everybody that, like, everybody's in is looking out for themselves and their pocket.
That's what I love about my community right now is that, and I hate calling it a community, but we are. Everybody that's there while we bitch and gripe, it's all problems that we've brought on ourselves because we're so small. The issues that we have are so insignificant, and we just kind of, like, we sneak diss ourselves out of stuff sometimes.
Dude, we're small as fuck.
But we're small. So it's a small community, and we work the turds out. I'm probably a turd that's getting worked out, and I just don't know it. I'm about to get, like, backstabbed, you know what I'm saying? Like on, like, a reality TV show.
Now you're the perfect brainwash candidate.
So shit, hold on. The fucking thing just stopped. Hold up.
In the perfect moment too. What thing?
It died.
The camera?
Yeah.
Plug it.
Bitch, it's dead. We should have ended it right when it should have ended.
Damn.
You can do an outro yourself and be like, well,
Yeah, I'll do it separately.
And then can you just add a picture to the video and then keep the audio?
Yeah, I could do the SOC picture. Yeah, we can keep the
SOC
audio.
picture on the video.
All right, so
keep
for
the audio.
Everybody wondering why the fuck your video just stopped at the back end of this goddamn podcast is because
It's been explained.
It's okay. It's been explained.
We deal with
say
it.
it once. I don't
Deal
need
with
to say
it.
it twice. Just deal with it. It's okay.
Can you?
So
Can we
are
now
you
do?
surprised?
Can we now do all the lights off podcast?
Yeah, but I hate fucking talking in the dark, dude.
All right, but just turn the circle off.
you forgot that Lennon is scared of the dark because Nick is scared of the dark.
Chill, dog.
Chill, dog. Don't tell everyone. No, but going back to what Trabal was saying.
You already said it numerous times. You're gonna pay for my trip. It's okay.
Yeah, going back to what Trabal was saying and how brainwashed Rasiopia is.
Whoa, we're using last name. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, do your thing.
Edit that.
No, you're good. Everybody already fucking knows my last name.
Yeah, but no, what Nick is doing, I admire because he's holding it down for his household, and he was smart enough.
It's not why I'm doing it, but
I mean, it's
understandable.
definitely
Yeah,
your
yeah.
why, motherfucker. But most people in the infantry end up having this thing where they're like battling with themselves, with their ego about not letting go of that infantry lifestyle because they don't want to be called pogues or they don't want to go into some
Dude, the
job
best meme that describes that is the one where it's like the angry crying face meme.
Yeah.
And it's like they're they're mopping up fucking rainwater, and then it's just like, well, at least I'm not a fucking pogue.
Dude, I have a friend.
For everybody that doesn't know, pogue means people other than grunt. My man's slippery out here. Oh, shit.
Oh, about to break shit.
Eric has decided to make a
Things are about to break, unless he makes it to his chair. He made it.
Oh, my God.
So
He's great.
So I was gonna tell you, I know this guy, right?
Yeah.
I know this guy. He's in the army and he plays the trumpet.
Gay. Thank you. Faggot. Thank you. That's big gay.
Yeah. So
Is the trumpet a fucking metaphor for a penis?
he got the same paycheck we got,
Yep.
and he only played the trumpet, and he stayed at badass hotels.
Yeah. He's a Marine Corps band?
He was in the army band,
Okay.
and he went a bunch of places. And guess, you're about to fall. Guess what he did?
You broke the leg.
Guess
You're
what he
about to
did?
be ejectocito.
Guess what he did?
Got out and joined a band somewhere.
No, he just played the trumpet.
That's it. So hold up. He made $2,000 a paycheck playing the trumpet.
And then he made rank way faster than we did.
Yep.
And he made more money.
Faster.
And he was playing the trumpet.
So while we were in Bridgeport, on the side of a fucking mountain, freezing our dicks off, getting told that we have to do bullshit fucking like blank fired weapon attacks.
He was playing the trumpet.
He was playing the trumpet, making the same money.
Yep. So, and right now, he lives in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Probably the second best place
Hawaii.
on the earth to live.
See? Other
Like,
than Puerto Rico.
it's Puerto Rico,
Gotcha.
and then
Hawaii.
Hawaii has pipeline, which makes it, maybe it'll be a little
bit
better than Puerto
yeah.
Rico.
Well, for surf-wise, yeah.
Because of pipeline. Yeah. So we'll fight for first place. We'll fight for first place. On the way, it's Puerto Rico and Hawaii for best place on earth, and yeah. So this dude lives in Puerto Rico. He used to live he used to live in Puerto Rico. He joined. He lives a bunch of other places. Now he lives in Hawaii.
Did he ever play for the president and shit?
He might have.
Probably.
I'm not sure, but he probably did. And yes, it finally broke. What we said was gonna break.
We told you. No, motherfucker.
No,
you
just
broke it.
you jumped into the chair and broke it.
It was you. Yeah, you sat down hard.
It
landing.
is a shitty chair.
You missed it, dog. You missed it.
It is a shitty chair, but to be honest, Nick has been sitting in the chair the whole time, and it hasn't break.
Yeah.
So
and your boy,
it is a shitty chair that was.
Zaddy's thick too. Yeah. You guys had to carry me the other night, and that was dead weight.
Yep.
That was dead weight, dog. So heavy, huh? Dumb heavy.
Nick, if we were in combat
Issue, right? It's a real issue.
and you got shot,
Yeah. Good thing I'm bulletproof.
brother, you are heavy with what you're wearing. Imagine full kit, ammo, weapon, food,
Your
pack.
boy's only 205, dog.
Dog,
I'm
you
only
are
205.
big. You're a big boy.
205.
And especially
205,
drunk, passed out, blackout weight.
Ooh. That's straight up death, dude.
Yo,
That's death.
I can flip you on top of my shoulders at any time.
Maybe.
Like I can flip you. You can be laying down on the ground,
Maybe.
and I can flip on top of you,
I
put
know
you
what
on my
you're talking about.
shoulders
Yeah.
at any time.
Yeah, combat roll.
Weight limit 300 pounds.
Weight limit definitely 300.
If
pounds.
you're 300 pounds, I can't.
and you shouldn't even be in the
If
military.
you're 200, I can.
Yeah, your phone's chilling, dog. No, that's my phone. So we're not gonna talk about the Capitol. How?
You know, let's talk about the flight over here again because
with the
I
baddies,
didn't
dog?
get to talk
the baddies that were on
about
your flight here?
how beautiful the women here in Puerto Rico are, and not the reason I'm moving
I'm
here.
a faithful married man.
Obviously,
but
obviously, the reason I'm moving here is the SOC Brotherhood, but
the baddies are not.
oh
bad.
my God, is that the cherry on top? I literally,
You told me the flight,
I
dog.
felt like
I
a
told-
casting agent had a modeling casting agent just booked the flight for all the models in his
He did.
in his
They
agency
did.
in the same flight I did. I literally,
And one
you
of
know
our-
how
one
you
of
know
our
how when
flight
sometimes you
attendants was
fly,
gay as fuck.
you know sometimes you fly and you're like. You in your head, you're like, man, I really hope I have a good seat. Hopefully, next to a pretty girl who smells good. Maybe have a conversation. Maybe have that airport encounter that everyone
Craigslist
wishes they have.
misconnections.
Right, live on Craigslist. But you never do. This time, I sat
did.
for both flights in between two girls,
Followed you, bro.
beautiful girls that happened to
Two?
come
Between
from
two?
Tampa to Puerto Rico,
Wow.
and were on my flights
I was
right
telling-
next to me the whole
I
time.
was telling Eddy.
And then in front of me, hot girls. Behind me, hot
were-
girls. I
dude,
go
we
to the
were in the
bathroom.
car.
Every
And
seat I looked
was like,
at.
yo, I love Priscilla, but it was uncomfortable how many hot women were on my plane. And he goes, yo, Juan was saying the same fucking thing.
I told you. I told them, hey, this is for anybody flying into Puerto Rico or thinking about flying into Puerto Rico. When you get to the gate and like you find the gate that you're gonna board in, you look at the seats right in front of that gate. You know, all the people that you know for sure are going in there.
Yep.
And you're going to find baddies. And what you do is,
chill, dog.
What you do is, if you check out in the gate, you're gonna see the cute ones, you know. Yeah. And then you play a game like, where are they gonna sit? Like, how close are they gonna sit to me on the plane? You know.
Yeah.
And
I smell their farts,
dude. And you might be able to play this in some random airplane rides from whatever city to another city, but for if you're flying to Puerto Rico, you can play it every single time. You can play it every time.
I think Miami too. If you fly to Miami, I think that's where it happens also.
I flew to Miami.
Really? I had some baddies on the Miami flight from Charlotte to Miami. Look, I love all of you. I'm sorry the video cut out. That was due to the charging situation of my camera. I love you all. Eddie, thank you guys. Juan, Eric, for the small stint you did. Love you guys. You guys are family. I think we'll wrap it up here, and let's get to partying.
Yes, sir. Just remember, follow Florida Man Stunts on Instagram.
I got
YouTube.
I got a nice.
Follow.
Go ahead.
I'll say for him, sadboy_easy on Instagram as well for Eric. And then
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Edgar.Trabal, Trabal. Follow.
I appreciate you guys for the listen. Thank you so much to all my sponsors and everybody who's supported the process. Dead Crow Comedy Club will be opening up soon in North Carolina. If you're looking to find some comedy in Wilmington, that'll be on soon. And come check your boy out.
Let's go there.
I'm gonna be hitting some fucking. I'm gonna be hitting some jokes. I'm gonna be telling some pee-pee jokes. Much love. Appreciate you guys for the listen. Peace out.